What's up, everybody? Spidey18 here. And I made a comment on a Reddit today, EA Sports NHL, and somebody had asked me why I feel a certain way about the snapshot, the slap shot, and the wrist shot. And I just wanted to comment on each one of those features and just really get through what I think as a former hockey player, and I still play part-time doing beer league and just anytime I can get on the ice. So it's really important to me that as someone who played hockey, that a wrist shot feels authentic, a snapshot feels authentic, and a slap shot feels authentic. So I just picked up NHL 22 the other day, and it's $35 at GameStop. You can't beat it. It's normally a $70 game. But for me, someone who normally picks it up every day or every year on release date, you cannot go wrong with hockey. But this year, I'm kind of stumped because the snapshot doesn't feel like a snapshot. It feels like a forced wrist shot, which doesn't represent what I was taught for the 20 years that I played and then some. So it really rubbed me the wrong way because I had to go to a forum and ask, how do you do this? Because I feel like I'm doing it already and it's not making any sense. The wrist shot, very straightforward. I have my little, I know how I play the game. I can do a wrist shot. I can do a slap shot. But this snapshot, it's not making sense to me. And the second thing I was asked about was the toe drag. A toe drag is when the puck, you do it at the tip of your blade, back into the heel of the blade. And that feels pretty authentic. There's a lot of things that they do a good job of reciprocating what actually happens on the ice. But there are some bad things like, the cross crease, one-timer, the top of the circle slap shot, the skate backwards and hope it hits, wrister, slapper. There's a lot of phrases that while I am narrating my own game, it doesn't feel the same. It's definitely very overdone. They're trying to keep the focus on the ice, and as someone who played, it doesn't give me the same nostalgia as when I was on the ice. Like I'll go to the East Aurora rink and I will test all my edges on like fresh sharpened blades, and it feels nice. Like it's very refreshing. You get that cold air, you're outside, you could be in a barn, a rink in your backyard. It doesn't really matter, but it's very important to have that authentic feel when you're playing a hockey game. And yes, I know it's an arcade game. I know that it's not always going to be the most authentic, but at the same time, it definitely is bothersome that it doesn't always feel like what I was taught in the first place. Yeah, and I'm speaking from years and years and years of grinding through house play, which is a local teams. You just go to the same rink and you play another team from the same organization. And then you go to travel play where you're the only team that is that organization facing another organization. So you could be towns, you could be cities, you could be playing all over. And it's very important to get that feeling because I think NHL has gotten away from that. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way because it's not hockey anymore. Like if I cycle the puck on somebody that doesn't know what cycling is, and let me break that down for you. Cycling is when you're on the outer hash and you start to move and pass the puck and rotate in the corner. And I don't have a diagram for that right now, but it's called cycling, and I will get more into that at a later date. Or my favorite power play is the umbrella, where you have 3 defenders at the top, where the blue line, you have one at the side. It's popular for Ovechkin, one in the middle, and one on the right side. And there will be two attackers waiting for the shot at the crease. If the puck goes in the corner, that forward will go to that corner, take the puck back out, and shoot it to the top of the umbrella. The factor is that the shot coming in is supposed to replicate, say, rain going to the goaltender. That's where the umbrella comes from, because you have the lineage and then the outside of the umbrella. And yes, I see some points that NHL EA Sports does pretty well. They've been the most authentic game, and ever since ESPN 2K5 or whatever it was, they really took them out of the equation quickly. And that's because what ESPN Hockey did so well, or maybe it was 2K, or they had done everything that EA Sports would not do in a video game. I mean, you can take me back to Gretzky hockey. You can take me back to Super Blood hockey, or just straight up hockey on the NES and older than that. And for the most part, I definitely get a very renowned feel from an authentic hockey game. And the last time I really felt that was like 2K13, where they still had the Winter Classic, so I could play my Sabres against the Penguins and actually get involved with the game on a greater scale. But what I've been noticing lately is that we get the same trashy product, and I shouldn't be able to just read a team's defense and score a bunch of goals on them because they don't know basic hockey strategy. But the people that know basic hockey strategy are going to succeed in this game because they give you all the tools. And I'm not just talking about things we call glitch goals. You know, if you go across crease, you can't continue that pattern forever. That's why the cycle works so well. When you do the cycle, the give and go is I pass it to another player in the corner, and then while he's in the corner, he kind of slides over and passes it back to me in the crease or the slot. And the slot is the area between the two circles that's the hot zone. That's always where all goals are scored. It's a very hot topic. It brings me back to the 1999 NHL playoffs between my Sabres and the Dallas Stars. I was roughly 8 years old at the time, but I still can always see the Brett Hull skate in the crease to score that goal. The year after, in 2000, that became the norm, is that no player could have his skate in that crease to possess the puck, because that's the goalie's area. And it was a very controversial call. You will see that all over the city of Buffalo. Anywhere that it says that the Stars won the 98-99 Cup is that it was no goal, because his foot was in an area that was unprotected for players. It was protected by the goaltender, and he had no business being there. And that's why you see a lot of goalie interference calls now. You see a lot of just every time a goal is scored, it's challenged. And I understand that, but you can't discount a good goal. A good goal is just something clean, and you know it's undeniably in the net, and there's no recourse that you can say that that goal wasn't good. Already this year, I have scored maybe 4 or 5 goals that looks like my player kicked it in the net. The snapshot and the wrist shot were very confusing, and I've played hockey my entire life, and I still cannot wrap this shit around my head, trying to figure out who makes these dynamics. Yes, I like the X Factors this year. It makes it very interesting, but I don't like that everybody now in World of Chell has an X Factor. It's very confusing. They don't really do a good job of making it individual based. Like, yeah, you can still have a build, but it's kind of like Call of Duty, where you pick the same weapon, the same perks, and you could be just as good as the person you're playing and lose every single time. And that's how I see this version of NHL. So this is just something I'm trying out. I am a former hockey player. I played many years of house. I made select teams, high school teams out here in Buffalo, New York. If you guys have any questions, do let me know. I will address anything in a further video. And my last shout out is I'm wearing the Fairweather League Growlers hat. This gives me very Canucky vibes. Vancouver, if you're not familiar. Their 70s style logo had a nice rink with a stick in the middle of the logo that represents a C, but it's also a rink and a hockey stick for the Vancouver Canucks. And it just a quick little rant from me, but I'm very passionate about hockey. If you don't know me and you want to know more about how I feel about hockey, we can definitely do that sometime. I'll make my time for a video or whatever really inspires me to do something more and be a part of this community. So I really like the Cap community and the hockey community, and today the Reddit community really inspired me to do something that I wanted to talk about what it's like, not just being like an NHLer and they see their rating. I wanted to do something that said, hey, I played the game and you guys are fucking it up. So that's just my standpoint. If you want to know more, like, subscribe, let me know what the hell I did wrong. Or if you want to see more videos like this, Spidey J18 here, deuce.